property. So one of the ways is by deed, but a very common way is by the filing of a filed map that shows the dedication. So for instance, if you went to the tax assessor's office, you would not find a lot and block for any roadway in the city that's owned by the city. And the reason you wouldn't find that is because most of those roadways were created by filed maps. So somebody gets a subdivision, they file a map, laid out maps and streets, and they offer those, and those roads are given to are dedicated to the city for public purposes. That's exactly what happened here. So Mr. Lepore talks about, I don't expect him to understand title searches and deeds and all of those things. But on one of the documents that I gave him was the recorded subdivision map, which was recorded in the county clerk's office on March 17, 2018. And it clearly shows on it Road A, which shows the road, the area that is to be dedicated to the city for public purposes. Shortly thereafter, the city adopted an ordinance which accepted the dedication of those roadways. So at that point in time, the city owned the property. That ordinance and the subdivision map was filed in the county clerk's office. By the way, if you go to the county clerk's office, you can find that subdivision map. It's recorded, and actually, the document that I sent to Mr. Lepore has all the reporting information, so you can go find it. As they also did, is they recorded the ordinance accepting it. So now the city owned it. So the carousel lease is part of that property. I talked to the tax assessor's office after the first time that Mr. Lepore asked this question and asked them how they were going to handle that issue. Now, Mr. Lepore said, well, I can't find that lot and block. He's correct, because that lot and block is created administratively because it's all on the city property. So the next document that he had that he was waiting, that he said was the subdivision map, of course, it's not the subdivision map. It's the attachment to the carousel lease that shows where the lot 2 is now located. And also the other document that I gave him was the meets and bounds description. So the documents that we were talking about the financing and all of those things, you would have to go match up the meets and bounds descriptions on the 2 deeds to see where that property was given to the city by dedication. So once again, if you went and did a title search, you would not be able to find the deed for Broadway, for instance. But what you would find at some point in time is a filed map that shows a filed map that's filed and recorded in the county clerk's office that creates Broadway and dedicates it to the city. You may not even find, because not always is this done, is there an acceptance of that dedication. But the fact that it's done on a filed map effectuates the transfer. So I think that Mr. Lepore's Oprah request was for a deed. I believe that I responded to the clerk's office either yesterday or maybe even today and indicated to him that this is how the property was acquired. So, you know, I understand that these are complicated issues. There probably are 20 different ways that municipalities acquire property. It's a 5-hour seminar for me to go through that. It's not necessary. But needless to say, the documents in question, you know, all of which were in the records of the city and recorded in the county clerk's office. It's just that if you went to the county clerk's office and looked in the book that says deeds, you wouldn't find roadway vacations. If you looked in the book of roadway vacations, you wouldn't find filed subdivision maps. But they're all recorded in the county. And the answer to the question is that if you were going to do a title search on this property, what you would find is that there's a subdivision map that's recorded in the county clerk's office, recording information, which if I put my glasses on, I can tell you it was recorded in the county clerk's office, signed by Chris Hanlon, filed, and I think officially stamped 3/17/2018. So you would find all those documents, and that, of course, map is signed by the county planning board secretary here, the engineers and everything is recorded. So a title search would disclose that. That's what a title company would do. And I've done real estate transactions for 40 years, and I don't think I qualify to be a title searcher. It's not what I do for a living. It's a very technical thing. But the answer to the question is, these maps they're all recorded maps. They're all created. I think I asked it wasn't done at the time, but I asked the tax assessor to make sure that they created administratively the lot 2, because that is the reference in both the redevelopment agreement and also the carousel lease, so that it it's clear into the future. But once again, as I said, if you went to do a title search to find out, you know, any road in the city, what the lot and block is, you won't find it, because if you looked at on a tax map, you'll see that the roads, of course, don't have lot and block designation. And that's why if you go and ask for a lot and block designation on a piece of property that's dedicated to you. You're welcome.
Very correct, Mr. Arnone. I do know what I'm doing, and you answered yes to a clear title on a property that has no clear title.
You had your turn. Please sit down.
He's wrong.
Please